Game 4 between Barangay Ginebra at San Miguel Beermen. Galing sa dalawang magkasunod na talo ang Ginebra sa serye na to after a very impressive Game 1, and itong Game 4 did not disappoint. Sa MOA Arena ang laro. As your resident Southie, of course, I was there live. Hindi ko na pinalampas kasi matapos yung dalawang pagkatalo na yon, I just knew na itong Game 4 na to, we might see a spirited Barangay Ginebra. At yun nga yung nangyari. Spirited Barangay Ginebra performance, excluding maybe 2 players, pero most of them laid their hearts out, especially si Scottie Thompson, who finished the game with 35, 11, and 11. Nung nanonood nga ako ng live, nag-iisip pa ako. Sabi ko, unang 30-point game ba to ni Scottie Thompson? Parang sa buong buhay ko as Ginebra fan, mula first game ni Scottie hanggang ngayon na panood ko, parang ngayon lang ba siya nag 30-point game? And ngayon nga lang siya nag 30-point game, and hindi ko rin in-expect na triple-double siya. Nalaman ko lang pag uwi ko na tinignan ko yung box score. Habang ine-edit ko to, na-realize ko hindi ko in-explain kung bakit. Kasi after ng game, umalis na kagad ako. Di ko na pinanood yung second game kasi gutom na ako. Kumain na lang ako sa Tarsier fried rice. At ang laking relief nung malaman ko na tambakan yung second game. At least nakauwi ako ng maaga para i-record to. Pero anyway, TNT Meralco, sino rin naman kasing manonood, mga 867 people. Anyway, back to the video. Pero naramdaman ko siya sa laro na parang ang daming ginagawa ni Scottie. Maybe triple-double siya, pero nagulat ako na triple-double talaga siya. And then another guy na I want to talk about is Jason David. Jason David, for me, outside of Scottie Thompson, ang naging game changer sa laro na to. Sobrang laking bagay ni Jason David. Kung si Jason David hindi naglaro, talo Ginebra for sure. Plus 22 game high. I don't look at the plus-minus stat kasi squads yan eh. Kasi kumbaga nagfa-factor in pa rin sinong kasabay mo sa loob ng court. Pero the fact na si Jason David 22, susunod sa kanya 11, ibig sabihin kahit sino, alam mo yon, basta nasa loob siya, maganda nangyari. And dahil non-stop kasi si Jason David eh, walang tigil eh. In terms of his defense, he locked Don Trollano up. 3 out of 10, 8 points. So, naalala ko nga lang na point si Trollano, yung isang 3 points nung first half na hindi si David yung bantay. Pero yung si David yung bantay, ang naalala ko lang parang spin move na heavily contested by David nung fourth quarter. Yun lang. Pero kada mag-isolate si Trollano sa tuktok, laging hindi malusutan si David. And if malusutan man niya, contested pa rin. So anyway, yun yung mga gusto kong pag-usapan sa game na to. Jason David, baka gawan ko siya ng separate video, maybe sa Monday or sa Tuesday bago magsimula yung Game 5. Pero itong video na to, since, you know, bilang Ginebra fans, alam ko naman na napanood nyo yung game. Alam ko naman na alam nyo kung anong yung mga magandang nangyari, di ba? Yung runs ng Ginebra, si Pinto being, who got off the bench. Sorry, nabubulol. Si Ralph Koo played really well. Norbert Torres brought Junmar out. Very streaky shooter si Torres, pero kapag nagkakaroon siya ng streak, nagkakaroon lagi ang Ginebra. Nag-show up na naman bench ng Ginebra kagaya ng Game 1, and yun yung malaking reason ba sila nanalo. And alam nating lahat yon. So, ifo-focus ko sa video na to, dalawa ang agenda ko, by the way. I'll talk about their defense against Junmar, and then after nun, I'll talk about the game since nakita ko siya in person. Yung thoughts ko, maybe while recording this, mag-decide na ako if masyado nang mahaba yung part about Junmar, na yung talk about the game, hatiin ko into 2 parts sa ibang video na yung kalahati nun, para hindi sobrang haba nito. Pero anyway, in terms of stats, okay, ang final score 91-105. Gusto ko tignan natin dito yung rebounds kasi all throughout the series, lamang talaga sa rebounds lagi San Miguel. 59 rebounds ang San Miguel. 33 offensive. 26 defensive. Junmar, 13 offensive rebounds. Talagang yan yung advantage ng San Miguel kumpara sa 45 total ng Ginebra and 13 offensive, 32 defensive. Pero, makikita natin, field goals ng San Miguel, 35.8. And alam nyo ako guys, you know me, I'm not a defense guy. I rarely talk about defense sa channel na to. Pero sa game na to, talagang outside of their efforts, outside of them capitalizing off, well, yun na nga, doon ako papunta. Talagang yung defense yung nagpanalo sa Barangay Ginebra. And mainly, that's because of their defense on Junmar Fajardo. Kasi, yung defense nila kay Junmar Fajardo, yes, it allowed Chris Ross to score early 16 points yata yun, or 17 yata, first quarter pa lang, first half pa lang, 20 matapos. CJ, karamihan din ng points si CJ first half. Pero, ang trade-off kasi nun, every basket or every attempt nang gagaling kay Perez at Ross, is an attempt na hindi si Junmar yung kumukuha. So, tignan natin kung paano ginawa yon ng Barangay Ginebra. Obviously, for years, ito naman talaga game plan lagi ni Coach Tim. Lagi silang nag-help off Chris Ross. Diba? Yun lagi yung talagang strategy nila. Makikita natin dito, entry post kay Junmar Fajardo, Chris Ross wide open. They were happily helping off Chris Ross. Halos isang pader na yan nandito, naka-ready. If ever na si Junmar umatake sa gitna. Syempre, of course, Junmar Fajardo, very good passer off the post. Mahahanap niya lagi yung open guy. Pero yan din yung weakness ni Junmar Fajardo eh. Sobrang unselfish kasi niya. Instead na i-drop step niya na papunta sa baseline, di ba? Kanina. Yes, medyo mataas siya, pero kayang-kaya i-baseline ni Junmar Fajardo kasi walang help of, the baseline. Pero since unselfish si Junmar and he will always make the right play, minsan, yun yung nagiging kumbaga weakness din ni Junmar. Kasi yes, Chris Ross made that 3 pero noong fourth quarter hindi na nag-shoot yan. And ang gusto kong pag-usapan natin dito sa part na to, na yung defense ng Ginebra against Junmar Fajardo, I think what they did, nag-cause sila ng sheer confusion sa part ng San Miguel. And I don't know for sure, hindi ko alam, I'm just watching the game, observing, pero paiba-iba yung coverages nila kay Junmar. Depende sa kung sino yung nag-entry pass papunta sa kanya. Like for example, if si Chris Ross yung mag-entry pass, happily mag-help off tong tao na to. But if it's a shooter, maybe like Lasiter, hilaw na double team lang or magdidig. Ibig sabihin ng dig, pupunta kay Junmar, magsa-stunt lang, babalik din naman doon. Or if ever mag-commit man, may nakaabang na switch papunta dun sa shooter na yon, nearest defender, and then mag-X out na yung original na tao papunta sa ibang tao. They call that X-switching or cross-switching or X-out para mas formal or yung mas widely used. Makita natin dito sa play na to, Ginebra fronting Junmar Fajardo, denying him the ball, denying the entry pass, forcing San Miguel to put the ball outside of Junmar's, parameters. Tama ba yung parameters? Anyway, so ayun, nilipat nga nila yung bola sa kabila. Okay, dinedenay, nilagay kay Lasiter. Then pagpunta kay Junmar, may help sa blind side. Laging yun yung initial na goal ng Ginebra is to put the ball outside of Junmar's reach. Deny, front. If ever na makapasok, try mo sundutin, okay lang, may help defense na parating. And again, yung mag-e-entry pass, dito this time, si CJ Perez yung mag-e-entry pass and not Chris Ross. So, tignan nyo lang dito si RJ Barrientos. Mag-help siya, pero he's not going to fully commit. Andun pa rin siya kay CJ Perez and enough na yun to force the pass out. Binalik kay CJ, ibinalik ulit ni CJ kay Junmar Fajardo, tapos yun, sumundot na si Norbert, pero kahit naman sumundot si Norbert, may dalawang Ginebra players dito nakaabang, kaso they called the foul. Pero again, kahit na foul yun, that's a foul to give. At least, set ulit ng bola sa sideline or sa baseline, set ulit ng offense San Miguel, deny ulit si Junmar, let him work. Maybe that time, hindi na makapasok yung bola kay Junmar sa poste. Talagang confusion, multiple bodies, bugbog kung bugbog, tanggalin talaga sa laro si Junmar Fajardo. That's what Ginebra was doing nung game 4 against San Miguel. Dito naman, San Miguel will run a pistol, handoff to Don. Don will come off Junmar and then mag-fade, magpa-pop dito si Ross of the double drag. And then merong entry pass papunta kay Junmar. And since si Chris Ross yun, anong gagawin ni Stephen Holt? Magha-hard double kay Junmar Fajardo kasi si Chris Ross eh. Pero si Scotty alalay lang kasi si Don Trollano eh. Shooter yan sa tuktok. Yan yung Arvin Santos position. Or Arvin Santos spot up 3 sa tuktok. Makikita natin dito, hard double from Stephen Holt. Now, Scotty Thompson, na-draw ni Don Trollano. Kasi si Trollano, kapag tumayo lang siya dyan, pwedeng splitin ng dalawa yung tatlong players. But if Don Trollano dives to the basket, that forces Scotty and Jason David to sink. Pero si Chris Ross yan eh. Diba? That's Chris Ross. Kota na yan. Kumbaga sa law of averages, tapos na. So, kick out Chris Ross to CJ Perez for 4. I don't know why, bakit mo gagawin yung Chris Ross. Pero anyway, dito sa play na to, again, it's Chris Ross entry pass. Ginebra, again, initially trying to deny, trying to front Junmar Fajardo. Pero since si Ross kasi yan, quality, playmaker, nakalusot pa rin yung bola. Pero again, since si Chris Ross yung nag-entry pass, ang ginawa ng Ginebra, nag-hard double, enough na yon for Junmar to miss, to bother Junmar. Then dito naman again, Chris Ross may hawak ng bola, entry pass to Junmar, hard double from Ralph Koo, and then magsaset sila ngayon ng wall dito sa perimeter or sa kabilang side. Kumbaga para may pader sila dito just in case na mag-skip pass papunta kay CJ or kay Don dito sa corner, pero si Don kasi nag-sink eh. So ang mangyayari dyan, ang libre talaga dyan si Chris Ross. Pero dahil kasi ganun, di ba, you force Chris Ross to be a scorer, to be a creator. Si Ross kasi is the type of point guard na magtitimon siya and then magpe-playmake, papasa siya ala Rajon Rondo, but it's not going to dribble, crossover, drive and kick type of player. So dito, collapsed, supalpal ni David, supalpal ni Koo, supalpal ni Torres, masusundot pa ni Scottie Thompson, a lot of players surrounding Junmar Fajardo, just, sheer effort and determination mula sa barangay. And ayun, actually sumabog yung buong Mawa Arena nung nangyari ang play na yan. Talagang grabe kasi talaga siya pag napanood mo siya. Even sa TV, pinanood ko yung replay sa live stream. Grabe. Mapapawaw ka na lang talaga. Talagang NSD performance na pinakita ng Ginebra. And I really appreciate their effort sa game na to. Kasi, this team, very streaky, a lot of shooters, but, pwedeng magsabay-sabay yung off night. And makikita natin dito, 11 out of 26 sila. Average. Kind of a good day, kung tutuusin. Pero, yung scoring na yan, nanggaling karamihan kay Scottie. Nanggaling karamihan kay David. Kay Torres. Holt, basically cardio. Troy Rosario, outside of a couple of, hustle plays, invisible. RJ off day. Japet Aguilar was okay. Ralph Koo was actually 1 out of 3 sa 3 points, which is kind of below average for him. So, kumbaga, average performance lang for Ginebra. Outside of Scottie's 35-11-11, which is kind of insane. But outside of that, average game lang to. Pero yung defense talaga nila, yung nagpanalo sa kanila. Kasi they limited San Miguel to 36% only sa field goals. Kahit na 13 threes ang San Miguel, 36% lang sila. Na 95 attempts sila kumpara sa 79 lang ng Ginebra. Sa dinami ng attempts sa San Miguel, mas marami silang sinablay.